Good looking now, G.
Everybody have to tell you that he made you beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody have to tell you that God made you beautiful. Beautiful.
Hey there, excuse me, miss. No disrespect, you're very precious.
Hello everyone and welcome to The Hype. We have a special guest DJ joining us today. Give it up for DJ Shy. You can check her out on Facebook at DJ Shy215 and Instagram at DJ Shy. Today we are talking about memes. You can't scroll through your Facebook or Instagram without seeing these hilarious images with sarcastic commentary. There's literally a meme for every occasion. Do you think memes are hilarious or hurtful? What do you meme? Tell us what you think. You can join the discussion by posting your opinions on our Facebook page at Philly Hype TV Show and on Instagram and Twitter at The Hype TV Show. Be sure to hashtag meme hype. Stay tuned. We'll get hype on memes right after this.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. And you get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
You're watching The Hype, TV for, by, and about young women.
I guess to express certain emotions you can't really express with, without an actual picture or just with words.
Just to probably joke around, I suppose.
To get my point across, to make people laugh. Yeah. Usually memes are a way of expressing your opinion, but in a comical way.
It's part of social media that it's just kind of entertainment. Shared with friends. It talks about social commentary, I guess.
Depends on the type of memes there are. Some can be disrespectful, but for the most part, the ones that have like light humor, I think those are funny.
I think they're hilarious. Yes, they're hilarious.
Some of them. Yeah. Some of them get kind of old.
After a while, yeah, they're overused.
Welcome back. So you just heard and saw some of what you had to say about the topic. Now I'd like to welcome my co-host Blush and our special guest host Brian Anthony to the conversation. Also, Vanessa will be joining us in the audience today. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So the meme craze is something that is new, it's fresh, it's funny, it's expressive. We just saw some. Those are kind of my top favorite ones, especially Kermit. And the guy on the phone.
Yes.
I can't. It's hilarious.
What's that expression? A picture's worth 1,000 words.
It really
Yeah.
is.
It really is.
It really
I mean,
is.
one thing about them, they are very entertaining, but at the same time, I mean, they're entertaining and they're fun, but at the same time, they can be hurtful in some cases. But Kermit is my favorite.
But that's none of my business as I
Right.
grab my mug.
My favorite one, I Googled drama cat to find it. I saw someone who had it in their thing, and it's a cat who's clutching imaginary pearls. I think that thing is hilarious. And when people say things that are either really mean or you could tell it's about to start a Facebook fight, that is my go-to post. It's like, oh, let me watch it. I mean, it's hilarious. That one, and there's another one with the baby that's laughing and says, stop. You're gonna make me pee?
And I think it's funny because you do kind of talking about the ones that are hilarious, and some could be kind of offensive, like someone with your edges look like they're on the Titanic trying to clutch on, like, hold on for dear life.
Or for instance,
Do they look like that?
or the girl with her hand up, like she was really upset and she actually sued.
She did.
She tried to sue Instagram, and they were like, that's the image you put out there, so you can't sue us for it.
Absolutely.
I mean, it wasn't crazy. We all were using it.
Yeah.
But she was hurtful for her.
And even on Vine, people were like doing the face, like,
I mean,
like, what do you mean? Like everything. They made up a dance to it, and
I totally would have done it.
And even the Daquan, those memes.
Daquan took a whole new life.
He did.
It took a whole new life.
Did.
And that, where it comes down to Daquan one, some of it could be hurtful because it's very stereotypical to our race, and it. Like the way they set Daquan up, I remember someone actually called and said, "Who's Daquan?" I'm like, Daquan represents the person, the quote unquote ghetto black guy. Like that's who he represents,
trying to make it out.
right? Who dates the white girl, certainly called the Becky. Yeah. So that took a whole new life and new meaning on, and that could be hurtful or offensive to our race as one. So
exactly, because
we have to be careful.
I saw him like, who's Daquan? What did he do? Did I miss something? What happened in the last 2 days? And then I just see him everywhere. But like you said, it's just now it takes on the stereotype of an African American man, probably in an urban setting, who sells drugs
and
dates white women.
Right.
And because of his influence with dating white women, they were acting out at home, and the parents were just like, "Oh Lord, no, you're."
It's like Daquan is married to the streets, so he loves me, but he's married to the streets, and I understand that. Because her father would say to her, "Does Daquan even love you?" No, Daquan loves the streets, and I accept that. Like, so it was just a typical thing of, yes.
And who's going to suffice for you? Daquan traps all day. I'm set. Like, just things like that. It's just negative. So we see.
Does Daquan go to school? He goes to the school with the hard knocks. The streets are his school. Like, so it was just different scenarios that was going on with Daquan and Becky.
Yes.
But you know, the one I saw earlier this week that I had to actually do a little Googling behind it because I need to make sure it wasn't true. It was with Terrence Howard and some very inflammatory comments about black women.
That was very hurtful.
And given that he's had some issues with black women and domestic violence, I was like, let me look this up.
Well, that also goes back to one of the memes from the whole set, all the men from the cast of The Best Man. Because it was a meme going around with all of them saying, they're leading ladies in the movie, but they all are married or dated white women. So that one was circulating heavy too when the movie was first being promoted. Like, okay, y'all go to movies, y'all laughing, you're having a good time, and they're with this black woman, you'll see that image, and that's what y'all want. But at the end of the day, they all go home to white women.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that too right when the movie came out.
Yeah.
So like going back to now, what do we do with these culturally and racially viewed memes, and how can we really get mad?
What it's about, what do we do? We either choose to post them or not post them.
That's true.
Like, that's our only option. There's nothing else we currently do at this moment. Like, we're either going to post it. Like, when you post it, that means you agree. When you don't post it, You don't agree. That's like when you choose to like a picture or don't like a picture. If you like it on Instagram, guess what? That means you agree and you're laughing at it. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But you know, you just hit a nerve for me. There's certain memes that if they have a racist undertone, kind of like there's certain things black folks can say about black folks that we think other folks can't say, as with other things that are ethnically and racially charged. I don't know how I would feel with some things that we post if some of my Caucasian friends posted some of those things. It's funny, but I'm wondering, hey, let's not take this too far.
It's like you talking about your own family members. Like, I can say it,
but you can't
can't.
say it. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like, wait a minute,
Exactly.
you know? And that would kind of make me feel some kind of way, I must admit.
Well, that goes back to what we accept and allow. That's like when it goes into the N-word. People say, oh, why do you use it? Well, you can use it. Well, my thing is, if I decide to use it, I'm using it in amongst of family. I won't use it in mixed company. You know, when you use it in front of somebody who's not African American, you're given the privilege or the opportunity to say, hey, you're okay with it saying it. So guess what? I can now say it, and it doesn't go like that. So it's about what you accept and allow and what you're willing to do with the words.
So that kind of gets into something too. That's like putting the filter on something that's public, accessible to the public. So you're talking about music, these memes. What if they do find one that it is funny to us and they find it as equally funny, but then we jump down their back. It's like, you can't laugh at that. You can't rap along with the lyrics, but you go and pay and buy all of his records and albums and stuff.
Because if we're gonna get honest and technical, the opposed race is the one who's supporting all of our artists. They're the one that going to all the concerts and spending all the money on the albums. They do more than we're willing to do.
Yeah.
And,
so then where can we be mad?
You are going to do that, but we're going to say, hey, you can participate in our culture. But they're supporting our culture as a whole.
As a whole, and
I think it's important to note though, like when people are being funny, that's usually when they tell most of the truth. So like that's
Absolutely.
something that you definitely got to tell. Like if they're saying this in memes, if people are saying stuff in memes,
that's how they
most
feel.
likely, it's the truth.
Right.
Just like they say drunk lies.
A drunk mind.
Drunk mouth tells sober truth.
Yes.
Something like that. So like
A drunk man speaks a sober man's mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard it here.
So it's just like everything they're saying out, like if we're saying like all these different racist remarks or undertones, whatever like that, like this is stuff that's really being thought about and like spoken about. Like it's
Like
real.
that's how you really feel deep down inside.
Yeah, you just
and you
trying
can't
to
take
make
it
me
back.
laugh.
And once you put stuff out there, like we could post a picture real quick, and as fast as we want to delete it, somebody done screenshot
Somebody
it.
got already.
Like, and we're all guilty when it comes down to screenshotting the memes. Like we said, it means like I might not click like or repost it, but I will screenshot it and send it to a group chat and laugh. Like we're all guilty of it. Like we can't deny we don't do it, but again, that goes back to you agree on it. Like I'm going to repost it, or publicly I'm going to like it when I know I shouldn't. So it's your choice.
And I'm thinking about too back like during last season of Scandal. I'm a Scandalholic personally. I'll
Okay.
just put that out there. So during the end of the season when things were getting really heavy, a lot of the memes that were coming out for the show, I remember one that just stuck out like a sore thumb was it had Kerry Washington, and it had 12 years aside explicit.
Yes.
And it had her as Olivia Pope. And then it's like, okay, it's funny, but then it's like, wait, it's Kerry Washington. She has a leading role, but then her role on the show, like, is it funny? Is it not funny? It's like,
Well, we'll always get the short end of the stick,
We get
whether we're leading the cast or not. She is single-handedly holding down the cast.
Yes.
But her character.
Does that diminish who Olivia Pope is, being a powerhouse?
And what's her title?
African- She's an attorney. She's an attorney in DC that handles like some of the most high
Profile.
profile
Fixer. She comes in and fixes everything, but
She's
yet
a fixer.
but she can't fix her own
But
life.
her life is so messy.
So it goes back to let her be the leading lady and the star, and everybody's focused on her. But at the same time, her character isn't the best when we sit down and dissect
Well, if you
it.
think about it, a lot of the memes do that. They're intended to kind of a backhanded compliment, if you will.
Yeah.
It's like they shine light on something, they make it sarcastic. But if you think about it, it's like some of this really isn't funny. You know, it's like, okay, the Olivia thing. On the other hand, the Edges comment.
Yes.
Some of those things you're like,
That's a real issue.
it's a real issue. It is. It's funny, but it is an issue because what if her hair will reach back there? But you know, ultimately, I do think some of the things are sarcastic and are meant to kind of make a point.
Yes. And so we have a lot, and we're going to definitely hear what the audience have to say. So stay tuned. We'll get back right after this.
Homemade noodles. Marty, stop it. That reminds me, maybe we should try a new form of birth control.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think, though?
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Hey, this is Jennifer Hudson, and you're watching The Hype.
TV4 by and about young women.
Depending on how negative it is, I might try to, laugh at it. But if it's something that might be, way too far, I might have to just, chalk it up. But it might be something that might hurt my feelings.
Depends on how funny it is, because unfortunately in today's day and age, if you have a meme made about you, you're kind of famous to some degree. So usually you just make a counter meme that was twice as funny.
I mean, it depends on what it's about. Like if it's something kind of like racist or like just mean, then it's not funny. But if it's like something you can joke about, it's fun.
Depends on how negative. Like if it was just like to be funny, like I'll let it roll off, but I'm not like too serious about it.
Yeah, I guess I'd feel offended. Like I guess it's okay if it's just a cat, but if it's a celebrity and it went viral, I feel like objectified.
I would have felt all right. I won't feel too bad.
If I was to use this picture as a meme, how would you feel?
I would have felt really uncomfortable.
Okay.
Welcome back. Now, if you're watching us at home, school, or wherever, you can join the conversation by posting your comments online. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and then post your comments to today's question, what do you meme? And don't forget to hashtag meme hype. Here's what some of you had to say on Twitter, actually. So Malik said, well, I never made one, but they are quickly started a trend, becoming a part of your everyday language. So meme being a meme. We understand what a meme is. And those things are hilarious, but sometimes very shady. And that was from Tierra Snoopy 16. And then ASAP 0405 said, memes be so funny. So we just kind of got a conversation or a combination of that. But what was so interesting, he saw that we just took a picture of him. And he's like, actually, I really would be offended if I took that.
But that's one thing I'm realizing about the memes. Any one of us could be a victim of them at any given moment. It's not just the celebrities anymore.
Yeah.
Like down to the girl with her hand up to the guy talking on the phone. We all,
that could be us.
A picture could go viral with us at any given minute, and somebody could take that and run with it.
Yes.
So we're all victim to it. We just got to be mindful.
What was the lady with the ain't got time for that?
Yes.
Sugar
Sweet Brown.
Sweet Brown. Think about like how people made fun of her and the image that you saw of her as a result of that. When you Google her, there are other images and depictions of her, but none of them will get the same notoriety of that first one.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And again, she's got to live with that.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. For the rest of her life.
Forever.
She's trying to take her 15 minutes.
She took her 15 minutes and made some money with it.
Yeah.
And I see we have some questions from the audience. We do. Or comments.
So my name is Malik Rivers, and do y'all think that some people are low-key throwing shade with these memes?
Absolutely. There's so much shade on social media,
That's the
period.
purpose behind it. That's the absolute purpose behind it.
To be shady would say like, oh,
Right.
this is like a funny picture, but this might
you
really apply to somebody
It's like
else.
it's just like you saying, oh, you look a mess, and laughing like you're trying to like engage them in it so it doesn't hit as hard, but your message got across. You look a mess. That's the message.
Hi, I'm Angela. My question is, do you feel as though the people who make the memes take the people's feelings under consideration?
Absolutely not.
No.
Not
Because you're
at
making
all.
it.
Not at
Your
all.
intention is to be mean by making it. That's your intention. So the person's feelings is not taken into consideration. And back to the thing, like it can be you. Like you sit there and you make the caption and put it out there, and that could be you at any given moment.
Be in mid-conversation. Somebody's like, oh, that's funny, right? Okay, boom.
Right.
There you go. And then put some
That's
words
what the
above
girl
it.
with the hand said. She
She was
said
like-
she was having a conversation with her
Conversation.
friends, and they snapped a picture and they posted it, and it went viral.
Hi, my name is Monty, and if somebody was to make a meme about me, like, and they got around like Facebook and Instagram, like heavily, I would like it because I'm about to run somewhere with it and be famous. Like, she's getting money from Ain't Nobody Got Time for That. And the person who made Kermit, like, he's getting money too. So, like, I'm just be getting money, like, making vines and everything. It just be fun.
It's taking the good with the bad.
Take it and you're gonna run with it.
Yeah, and you got to be mindful because later on it might not be good. You might get to a place in your life where it's become negative and it's a dark shadow or cloud over your life, and you're known for the girl who said, I ain't got no time for that, opposed to then wanting to hear something else out your mouth. It becomes you're on one dimensional then.
So that's like kind of going into like the whole reality show thing. So you're so consumed with being this character on the show, and then your life after the show.
Right.
Like we
because
have
everybody loves the villain.
Yeah. Everyone
the villain
loves
is the
the
star of the
villain,
show.
the crazy person, whoever it is, and we're like, oh, that's how you are in real life, and they can be like, no, they told me to act this way.
Right.
It's funny. I had a situation last night. I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to respond to it. So I made a really stupid comment, really kind of silly, kind of stupid, and I literally have purged my number of friends very, very small, and it's mostly cousins. So one of my cousins reposted what I said and tagged me. And so I'm thinking I don't want her to think I'm a drama queen, but I'm like, I really need you to take that down. And I untagged myself in the post because I was being silly, to your point.
Right.
And I'm like, people who don't know me, she shared this with other friends. What are they gonna think of me? And it's not to be
She
a
was being
diva.
mean.
But that's the thing. She wasn't being mean. It was a comment. It wasn't even a picture. But I don't want to be cast that way.
Right.
Because the comment I made was inappropriate to share even here.
Yeah.
But it was just for my like 100 and some odd friends.
Right.
Not for her 1,000 friends.
Yeah.
So she put you on display.
So that kind of gets into like what we kind of put out on social media, not just memes, but like comments and posts.
And
If you're worried
I think a lot of people
job.
struggle with it. A lot of people don't think about it. I see people, they just tweet anything.
Anything.
And I'll be like, I
No
wish I could be that
filter.
bold.
Yes.
Like,
No
it's just not
filter.
in me.
I
Or
can't.
like, I use profanity here and there. But even in a text message, I would not. I make sure it's
Yes.
still censored down in text message. I never know what you're gonna do with it.
Hello.
You can screenshot it and use it to me later
Yes.
on. Like I have no knowledge, so I try to be mindful about that always. And I see people, they just tweet anything, they post, and they go off in their mouths so vulgar.
Yes.
Like,
No filter.
Have you ever seen like the screenshots too people post of conversations on
Yeah.
Instagram, and then they have commentary too? It could be a serious breakup or somebody
It's
really
a baller alert,
like,
baller alert on Instagram. All they do is fish through comments and screenshot them and repost them, and I read them all day long.
wow.
It's entertaining.
I could see it as
Because
entertaining.
the celebrities,
too.
it's the celebrities who respond to people who post on their pics, and they just post the comments all day long, and I'm entertained by it. Even though it's not right, but I'm entertained.
No, but it's fun. Like I'm
It's
saying, like
funny.
it's just something like you said, like being mindful, like what you put out there. And I've seen so many instances where celebrities have like kind of came back at their fans, like, listen, I ain't gonna let you just talk about me any
Right.
type of way.
Yes.
Like you're
I
completely
think they
off
think that
base.
celebrities supposed to tame them and keep them in a lane where they're not supposed to say anything back, but they're human. They have feelings.
Tashina
We're all
Arnold
human.
went
We
off
all have
on
feelings.
a guy who talked about her one.
French Montana.
Yeah, French Montana, his lyric about
Yes.
Pam versus Gina.
Yes, and but Tashina went off on a guy who made a comment about her looking toe up one day.
Yeah.
And she like bashed him in a way that's just tremendous.
Not using a cuss word. That's the good.
Yes.
That's
And
a
she
good
was like,
read.
"And since you-
That's a good read when you
She's
don't
like,
use
"And
the
since
sing-
you have so much notoriety, won't you support my charity, you nothing something something?" I was like, wow.
Yes. And you have to realize too, then when you get it, like these all involve people. Like these are real people. This moment isn't their lives. So it's something that we may not take all into consideration, but when commenting, don't be surprised if someone comes right
Right.
back at you with, you know, what you just dished out.
And it's like what you put, you gotta remember, it goes back to what you put out there. So like she's saying she could be famous and make a money off the meme or whatever happens. There will come a day where that money will end, or that celebrity status or that fame will go away, and then you're left with the stigma on you that you probably can't move forward from. And that happens to a lot of people. They get the stigma on their life that they cannot move forward on.
And that's
they're
just
stuck.
like any celebrity or
Yeah.
somebody in the life. If you're not planning accordingly for your future, like this is
Right.
nice for the moment, but this isn't for
Like think
forever.
how many people you know who stuck in something they did and they cannot move past that.
Yeah.
It's sad, but that's the society we live in. That's the world we live in with social media. Social media plays a huge part in all our everyday lives, but we still need to be mindful on what we put out into the atmosphere.
So being mindful is good to share a laugh, but being mindful of doing that.
That it
that's
might come
something.
back. And I posted things. I remember I posted this meme on Easter, and it was Jesus up on the cross taking a selfie, and I was like the modern day Jesus. And I got attacked in my DMs. Why would you do that about Jesus and that? What kind of Christian are you? And I'm like, I just left church, but I was just being funny because it's the
Right.
modern day Jesus.
It
Jesus.
is.
We all take selfies.
We do take selfies, and that's part of selfies, memes, all these different hashtags, shortcomings. It's something that we're all a part of our lifestyle. So stay tuned. We'll get hype right after this.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Don't walk. Don't walk. Walk. Do not enter. Hot dogs. Definitely like hot dogs. Motorcycle club. Everything must go. Ghostly ghouls. Don't look at that, Teddy. Body piercing. Ouch.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Homemade noodles. Marty, stop it. It reminds me, maybe we should try a new form of birth control.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think, though?
Hey, this is Jennifer Hudson, and you're watching The Hype.
TV for, by, and about young women.
We'd like to thank our guest DJ, DJ Shy, and our special guest, Bryce Carmichael. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you'd like to intern, be in the audience, you can submit any original music to our website at thehypetvshow.com. I'm Courtney Pulliam, and for Vanessa and Blush and the whole Hype team, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good looking now, G. Hey there, excuse me, miss. No disrespect, you're very precious. Please tell me what's your name. You're a precious gem and got to blame. No, I'm not trying to spit the game, cause it's your soul I'm trying to claim. You probably never heard of this. I love affair